What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to the Baltimore State Dynasty here on NCAA Football 14. Baltimore State is back at home this week, trying to bounce back from their loss to Auburn as they host 2-1 Kansas. The Jayhawks are coming off a big win over Purdue and are looking to steal one in Baltimore as the Stallions kick it off after winning the toss, and here we go. Moore is going to kick this all the way to the end zone, and it's going to bounce out of the back for a touchback. So Kansas will start from the 25-yard line, 1st and 10. Cliff Evans going to go left side, finds his man Lopez, and Lopez breaks the tackle. He's into Baltimore State territory, finally brought down at about the 39-yard line. That's a big 36-yard gain for Nick Lopez, and a hell of a ball from Cliff Harris there to get it to him as the Jayhawks have an early first down. Already in Baltimore State territory as Evans throws right side, finds Hall in the flat. He's going to pick up about 8 yards on the play. It's going to lead to a 2nd and 2 now as Kansas in a double tight set. Evans going to try to scramble and runs right into Bailey Barba. He only gets 2 yards and he's just shy of the first down marker. Now 3rd and inches. Evans going to scramble again. Barba misses him this time, but Cinder able to hit him. Big gain of 7 yards on the play for Evans and a first down for the Jayhawks. Now 2nd and 9. Evans going to try to scramble again. This time he's caught in the backfield. That'll be a sack. Clifton Cooper gets credit for that one, and now we have a 3rd and 14. Evans trying to step into the pocket, and he's sacked. He fumbles the football, but it is recovered by an offensive lineman. So now Kansas will have to settle for a field goal here. Kicks on the way, and it's just inside the upright as Kansas takes a 3-0 lead. As we look at the studio update, and Florida State goes down. Virginia pulling off a huge upset, 37-31 over 2nd-ranked Florida State. So now the Baltimore State offense comes out, and led by Julius Hobbs, who rolls out on 1st and 10, finds a wide-open Damian Rutledge. Rutledge deep into Kansas territory, and he's going to get shoelace tackled, nearly a touchdown for him, but a 6-yard gain, and that is a hell of a way to start the game for Baltimore State. Now 3rd and goal, Hobbs over the middle, going to find Tank Evans, and we have ourselves another big man touchdown. Tank Evans, the hybrid fullback and defensive end, able to get the touchdown for Baltimore State, and they take a 7-3 lead. Now, 1st and 10, here's a toss play to the left side as Jasper Latimer picks up 8 yards, breaking a tackle on his way to an 8-yard gain. So now 2nd and 2, handoff to Latimer on the counter, and Latimer going to pick up a first down. Nice hard-nosed run there, gets him 7. So it's a new set of downs for the Jayhawks. 1st and 10. Draw play to Latimer this time, and he's able to get a solid gain of about 4 on the play. It's going to lead to a 3rd and 6 now. Evans going to drop back. He's going to try to scramble again. He's been doing that all game so far. Breaks the tackle, and Tank Evans going to bring him down, but not before he picks up the first down. A hell of an effort by Cliff Evans to get that first, and now Kansas at midfield, 1st and 10. Evans going to let it fly right side, and honestly, that should have been pass interference, but Hall catches it anyways. It's a 25-yard gain and a new set of downs for the Jayhawks. Now 2nd and 9, 2 minutes to go in this quarter. Evans going to try to scramble again, runs right into Barba. Theoretically, that's not a sack, but he doesn't gain anything either. He got back to the line of scrimmage just about, so that's going to bring up a 3rd and 9 now as Evans drops back. Lets it fly, looking for the end zone fade, and he finds Robinson for the 24-yard touchdown catch. A hell of a throw by Evans, and Ray Johnson just unable to make the adjustment in the end zone. So it's a 10-7 lead for Kansas as we approach the end of the first quarter, and there's a 3rd and 8 completion to Dustin Scott. Nice throw there by Hobbs, and it'll be a new set of downs for Baltimore State. So now 1st and 10. Hobbs on the play fake. He's going to roll to his right. Hobbs deciding, and he finally throws last second, finds Rutledge in a nice back juke. Worked for a second at least as he gains 29 yards, and he's in the Kansas territory. So now 1st and 10. Hobbs going to keep it on the read option. He gets to the outside, and he's able to pick up a nice gain of 9. That'll end the first quarter. So now as we begin the second quarter, we have a 2nd and 1. Hobbs going to drop back out of the shotgun, rolls to his right, throws, and he finds Damian Rutledge, who is wide open. He picks up the first down on a 3-yard gain. So now 1st and 10 for Baltimore State. Hobbs again in the shotgun. He'll drop back, and he has time to throw. Throws over the middle, and he forces it into coverage, and it's intercepted by Kennedy. So Hobbs again going through growing pains here as he makes another big mistake there. And now there's going to be a clipping call against Kansas, so that's going to put them back at about the 8-yard line, but still a bad decision by Julius Hobbs, as George Hobbs is called for the penalty for Kansas. Now 1st and 10, Evans is going to sack Evans as Tank Evans busts right through the line to put down Cliff Evans. As you see, the offensive line just got really confused with both defensive tackles being lined up in one techniques, and they just didn't know who to block, so there was confusion there. Now 3rd and 13, and Evans looking for the screen, and he throws it to Latimer. Hallmiller can't bring him down, and Latimer going to be brought down at the 30-yard line, so Kansas gets out of a really bad jam. That could have gone a lot worse for them. So now 1st and 10, Kansas with plenty of breathing room now, as Evans is going to try to scramble. Hit in the backfield, fumbles the football, but somehow Kansas is able to recover it as Joe Lopamawa able to get the sack, and he popped the football loose, but somehow the diving Baltimore State defender just couldn't get on the ball. So Kansas is lucky to recover that one, but now they face a 3rd and 13 as Evans drops back under pressure, and he's going to be brought down for another sack. This time it is George Smith who just busts through the line as the right tackle just lost track of him. Just kicked out way too wide, and now Kansas will have to punt it away. So now Baltimore State with the ball, 1st and 10. Hobbs going to roll to his right, lets it fly, and he finds Rutledge, who's having a huge first half so far. He's over the century mark with 121 yards on 4 catches. But most importantly, Baltimore State inside the 30-yard line of Kansas. Now 1st and 10. Hobbs going to drop back. Looks to his right, finds Rutledge again inside the 15 up to about the 14-yard line. And Rutledge is having himself a game so far. Now 1st and 10. Hobbs going to dump off to Jalen Morrison, who's been pretty quiet this entire season, let alone this game. Gained 7 on his first catch. Now 2nd and 3. Hobbs over the middle. Oh, Dustin Scott just drops it in the end zone. Incomplete. That's going to lead to a 3rd and 3 now. Hobbs in the shotgun, runs the read option, calls his own number, picks up the 1st down, but takes a huge hit. But still holds onto the football, so it'll be a new set of downs from the 3, 1st and goal. Hobbs over the middle, finds Scott on the drag route, and he's just a yard shy of the end zone. That's going to lead to a 2nd and goal. Baltimore State in the goal line set. They'll hand it off to Cinder, and he's going to go in untouched for the touchdown. And Baltimore State takes the lead right back. It is 14-10 midway through the 2nd quarter. It's perfect blocking on the play. Kansas actually had an end who could have made the stop, but he just didn't. So now Kansas with the football. Latimer going to be put down in the backfield for a 1-yard loss. It's Bailey Barber on the stop. Now 2nd and 11. Evans going to throw right side. Finds Robinson. Johnson just gets caught lacking, and Robinson gets up to about the 49-yard line. A 23-yard gain in the play. So now 1st and 10. Evans looking to the right side again. And again, Johnson just caught out of position. Another big 1st down for the Jayhawks. Just over 3 minutes to go now. 1st and 10. Latimer to the left side. And he's able to run forward for about 9 yards. Alex Ace on the stop. That's going to lead to a 2nd and 1. Evans in the shotgun. And he's going to hand it off to Riley this time. Riley checks into the game. Jukes out Ace, and he's going to run for a 32-yard touchdown. And just like that, Kansas takes the lead back. It's 17-14 as Baltimore State takes over. 1st and 10. Kansas showing some blitz now. And there's an audible by Baltimore State. Hobbs going to drop back. 1-step drop, finds Morrison on the slant. And Morrison going to burn this Kansas defense for a huge touchdown reception. 84 yards to the end zone as Baltimore State takes the lead right back from Kansas. As Hobbs just makes a really big brain move to make the audible when he saw the blitz was coming and just got the ball out quickly. Morrison was able to do the rest. People forget how fast he is. As we're under 2 minutes now, Kansas down 21-17. Facing a 3rd and 4, Evans going to try to scramble, and he runs right into George Smith. Evans does technically get a yard, but he's injured on the play. And the Jayhawks go 3 and out. That could be huge if Evans can't come back in. Roman Cinder back to return this punt. Cinder gets a few blocks. He's going to go to the right side. Cuts inside, cuts back outside to the 50. To the 40, weaves in and out of traffic. To the 20, and he's finally caught at the Kansas 16. A hell of a return by Roman Cinder. So now 3rd and 8, and Hobbs over the middle. He's going to be intercepted. Hill's able to get the pick, and he's brought down at about the 16-yard line. So the big return by Cinder completely wasted. So now 1st and 10. Here's Latimer to the left side. Latimer with some blockers in front of him to the 45-yard line, up to about the 46. And now Kansas burns a timeout. And maybe they can get a touchdown or at least a field goal out of this drive. Evans looking deep, finds Lopez, and he's going to get up to the Baltimore State 26-yard line. A 28-yard gain for Lopez, as Evans just continues to dominate this Baltimore State defense. Now 1st and 10, Evans going to run right up the middle inside the 10, and they use their final timeout with 2 seconds to go. They're just going to try a chip shot field goal to make this a 1-point game. Kicks on the way, just inside the right upright, and good. So Baltimore State up 21-20 at the half. We'll be right back with the second half of football after this. So now second half action begins as Kansas kicks it deep to Baltimore State. Cinder back to return this one. You saw his punt return earlier, so maybe he can take this all the way back. A big block by Tank Evans. Cinder to the outside, and Cinder might have something here. To the 50, to the 30. He has one man to beat, and he's going to outrun him. Touchdown Baltimore State, a 109-yard kick return for Roman Cinder, who nearly had a punt return earlier, but he gets a kick return there to make it 28-20. So now Kansas looks to respond as Evans able to find more for the first down, but there's a flag on the play. And this one's coming back. It's going to be a clip against Kansas. So they'll only lose a yard since the clip was so far down the field. So now it's 1st and 11 as Evans drops back. Looks to the right side. It's intercepted. Alex Ace, the strong safety, going to take this all the way back, and they're going to get another return touchdown, as Baltimore State has 2 touchdowns early in this second half, and their offense still hasn't touched the field. Now 1st and 10, Kansas starting to unravel a little bit, and it's just going to continue as Ray Johnson gets an interception. Johnson, who struggled the entire first half pretty much, able to redeem himself there as he gets a huge pick. And things are really starting to unravel for Kansas as Baltimore State takes over with great field position. Now 2nd and 7, Hobbs on the read option. Gonna run it himself, gets the first down and more inside the 10-yard line up to about the 6. And now Baltimore State very close to making this a 3-possession game. 1st and 10. Hobbs looks over the middle, finds Morrison. Morrison gonna fight his way into the end zone. Touchdown Baltimore State. They have a commanding 42-20 lead over Kansas now. And after how close the first half was, this is just shocking to see Kansas struggle this much. Although here's Hall making the grab near the sideline. Gets out of bounds at about the 46-yard line. So it's a new set of downs. 1st and 10. Evans going to go right side. Finds Lopez again. He's pushed out of bounds at the Baltimore State 37. So Evans starting to bounce back after 2 interceptions early on in this quarter. Now 1st and 10. Hand off to Latimer. Latimer tries to stretch it outside, and he's brought down for a 2-yard loss. A nice stop there by Steve Nelson. 2nd and 12. Evans looking under pressure, tries to get away, and he's caught from behind, loses 8 yards. This time it's Chadwick Passmore who gets to him. Now 3rd and 19. Evans going to let it fly. Johnson going to stop, and Robinson able to get past him for a 45-yard touchdown run. So Johnson does get the pick, but gives up another big play there as Kansas tries to make this a 14-point game. Evans going to drop back. Rolls to his right, and he's brought down for the sack. Ran right into George Smith. And it remains a 16-point game. So now they're going to kick it deep, and I don't know why they would do this. Cinder is still back there, and he's going to take it to the right side. Nice blocking. Cinder gets to the outside, to the 40. Is he about to do it again? Yes, he is about to do it again. Roman Cinder with his second kick return touchdown of the game. 107 yards this time. Not 109, but still a damn good return. And now it's 49-26 Baltimore State. So this game, again, really falling away from Kansas as Latimer brought down for a big loss in the backfield. It was Smith who got there first as he just gets gobbled up there. Now 3rd and 13. Kansas trying to get a first down here. They desperately need one. Evans going to throw it left side, and Nelson just fell over. J.J. Moore makes the grab, and I don't know if he got tripped up or something, or maybe he just fell, but either way, a big first down for Kansas. Now 1st and 10, Latimer right up the middle. Gains about 9 yards, a big hit from Hallmiller, but now it's going to be a very manageable 2nd and 1 for Kansas as they still are trying to come back in this game. Now 2nd and 1, hand off to Latimer up the middle, another first down, another big hit by Hallmiller. If only he would do that more often, I would definitely be more of a fan of Reggie Hallmiller. Now 2nd and 8, after the first down, Evans is going to try to scramble. Lopamawa in pursuit, he can't make the tackle, and now Evans able to pick up the first down, breaks another one, and he fumbles the football. Picked up by Steven Nelson, and he's brought down at about the 6-yard line. As that was a great run by Evans. He broke a couple of tackles, but then Chadwick Passmore able to punch that out, and then Steve Nelson able to pick it up. So now Kansas's chances of coming back in this game are starting to dwindle as Baltimore State takes over from the 7. Hobbs out of the end zone, going to throw it to Morrison, and Morrison going to get the first down off forward progress. So now a new set of downs. Baltimore State trying to put this game completely away now as Hobbs going to throw over the middle, hit as he throws, finds Morrison who breaks a couple of tackles. Morrison up to the 30-yard line, a 12-yard gain, and a hell of an effort there. He has 120 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 5 receptions in this game. 1st and 10, here's the throw, and there's Zach Hobart, who's been very quiet over the past few weeks, makes the grab for the first down. So now 1st and 10, Hobbs throws over the middle, finds Rutledge, who's having a huge game. Oh my goodness, that back juke was ridiculous. He better score down. He is going to score. Touchdown, Baltimore State. Damian Rutledge with a hell of a back juke. Gets the entire Kansas defense just running into each other. And he just takes it the rest of the way for the touchdown. And at this point, the fat lady is starting to work on her voice a little bit before she starts singing. It's a 3rd and 7. Latimer can't pick up the first down. And Baltimore State will get the football back. They still have the starters in, even Cinder's there as he gets to carry on 1st and 10. Cinder able to pick up about 10 on the play. That's going to lead to 2nd and inches now as Hobbs is in the shotgun. Will drop back. And he's going to scramble to his right. Plenty of space in front of him, and Hobbs is going to run for it. To the 50, into Kansas territory, dodges a defender, and finally steps out at the 36-yard line. And Julius Hobbs had nothing but space in front of him as soon as he got out of the pocket. There was really nobody in front of him within 30 or 40 yards, so he had to take that. So now 3rd and 3, last play of the 3rd quarter, it looks like. Hobbs over the middle, going to find Morrison, and a nice spin move there. Gets him past the 20, up to about the 18. We're into the 4th quarter now as Baltimore State just dominating this game. Cinder with a hell of a spin move, and he's going to get inside the 5-yard line up to the 3. The will of this Kansas defense just has to be gone at this point because they're just getting spun out, juked out, and everything in between at this point. But there's a sack there as Hobbs goes down off of the corner blitz. So now 2nd and goal from the 13. Hobbs going to roll to his right. And he's going to run again. Hobbs going for the end zone, dives in, and he's able to get in. Touchdown, Baltimore State. They're up 63-26. And now it's just garbage time pretty much as Ace tries to strip it away from Robinson, but he holds on to it. So now 1st and 10. Not really sure why Baltimore State has their starters in, but I guess I'm not complaining too much as Jackson gets the first down there. Now 1st and 10. Kansas into Baltimore State territory. Evans trying to scramble, runs into a few defenders, and he's brought down for the sack. Loses 7 on the play as George Smith has officially granted the sack there. Now 2nd and 17. Evans going to throw over the middle, finds Lee. It's a little bit of a screenplay there as Lee picks up about 10. So now 3rd and 7. Under 6 minutes to go in the game. They're running the screen, and here's the throw to Latimer. He's going nowhere. Loses 5 yards on the play as Barba able to bring him down, and Kansas punts it away. So now Rodiani Ferioni in that quarterback for Baltimore State. Throws it over the middle, finds Brady James, who gets the 20-yard gain and the first down. So definitely see a lot of Ferioni in this game. Maybe Kevin Pride will come in as well as Colin Mentor gets the carry. First we've seen of him as Mentor hits the big stiff arm down the field. A 25-yard gain for Mentor, who's a lot more of a power back. Not really what you would call a speedster, but he's still running hard as Mentor picks up about 9 yards on the play. Now 2nd and 1. And off to Mentor again. Mentor going to cut it inside, picks up the first down as Baltimore State looks to get one more touchdown at least before the end of this game. 1st and 10, Ferioni over the middle, finds James again. He's inside the 5-yard line. And you love to see these second stringers do their thing. Second goal, handoff to Mentor. He's going to get into the end zone as Baltimore State hangs 70. Although I'm sure some people will question why they kicked the extra point there, as they would have had a perfect number if you ask a few people. Giggity. As Latimer runs in for one more garbage time touchdown, but the final is 70-33. Baltimore State with a huge victory. Roman Cinder, 329 all-purpose yards and 3 total touchdowns in this game. Just a hell of a performance by Baltimore State. Julius Hobbs, 16-21, 352 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks. Rodiani Ferioni, 2 of 2 for 36 yards. Colin Mentor actually ran for 100. Most of that was in the second half. He also had a touchdown on 17 carries. Not a lot of running from Cinder. He did have 36 yards and a touchdown on 6 carries. Morrison and Rutledge both had 6 catches. Rutledge had 188 yards and a touchdown. Morrison had 130 and a touchdown. And Tank Evans, of course, had that big man touchdown to start the scoring for Baltimore State in the first quarter. Zach Hobart didn't do a whole lot when it comes to catching the ball, but he did have 5 pancakes, so he did a lot in the blocking game. Bailey Barba had 9 tackles to lead the team. George Smith with 3 tackles for a loss and 3 sacks. Hell of a performance for him. And of course, Ray Johnson and Alex Ace both had picks. Aces went for a pick 6. 3 forced fumbles by this defense. I mean, this is the way that you have to play defense in order for Baltimore State to get back to where they were a few years ago. So Kansas drops to 2-2 on the season, and next week they'll go back home to host TCU in their Big 12 opener. And that's significant because the Big 12 is where Baltimore State will be playing next year. So in the future, you'll probably see Baltimore State playing Kansas a whole lot more. That is, if I do plan on continuing the series after year 9. But a good win for Baltimore State, and next week they'll be taking on Troy, so it gets a little easier, although Troy is undefeated right now, for what that's worth. We'll talk more about them in just a moment, however. As we look at the games around the country that nobody gives a crap about, as my boy FG used to say, and we already had one big upset with Florida State losing to Virginia, but now we have Oklahoma State losing to Iowa 45-42. I know my boy Breezes is not going to be happy about that at all. He's a diehard Oklahoma State fan, and RNP and Husker Ninja, who are huge Iowa haters, probably aren't going to be too happy with that either. So now we look at the top 25, and also Alabama loses to Ole Miss. So they dropped to 5. Notre Dame's now number 1 after the losses by Alabama and Florida State. Minnesota's number 2, so maybe we'll see Fred Kane in the national championship, knock on wood for Minnesota. Oregon is number 3 after getting snubbed after losing in the Pac-12 championship game last year. And Nebraska is now at number 6 as they look to come back to the national championship after winning it last year. But Florida State drops all the way to 19. Oklahoma State drops to 21. And LSU lost to Mississippi State, drops to 23. So the number 1 team in the nation also has the number 1 Heisman candidate, as Derek Towns is the top guy in the Heisman watch. And now more about our game against Troy. Kirk Herbstreit actually has us winning, so now he's starting to believe in Baltimore State again a little bit. Troy is 2-0 on the season, but they're not a very good team. They haven't really played anybody. They struggled with FCS Northwest and barely beat Toledo as well, so I don't think this is going to be too hard of a game for Baltimore State, to be completely honest. As long as the defense can tackle and wrap up, I think they should be fine. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the sub button if you're new as well. Also, turn your notifications on to join the notification gang. That way, every time I drop a new video, you guys will be notified. If you do have your notifications on, but you feel like you're still not getting my videos whenever they're dropped, make sure you guys follow me on Twitter and join the Discord server. That way, every time I upload a video, you'll get a notification that way. If you enjoy the content and you want to support me in a more personal way, you could consider becoming a patron, or you could become a channel member as well. The day that I recorded this video, I found out that I'm able to have channel members on my channel now. So if you guys want to become a channel member, that'd be a perfect way to support me as well. But being a channel member or a patron for the channel, it's always very much appreciated but never required to enjoy the content. I just appreciate the fact that you guys come through and watch the video. That is going to do it for me though, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful rest of your day, night, or whenever you're watching this. Like I always say, guys, no matter what happens, make sure you keep that mofo rolling. I love y'all 3000. I'm out E5000. Deuces.